Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, and yeah, it seems like it's getting crazy, but another week has passed again, and another group of boxes have come in for service and repair. And well, we're going to review the ones that I've recently received, and we'll talk a little bit about each one. We'll see which ones are going to make it to videos. We'll get an idea of what's on my plate for this week, and well, we'll ask you to comment on them. And if you want to see one of these as a video that I don't plan to do as a video, well then please leave that in the comment section, and I will try to do that if time permits. Well, as you know, we get a variety of fishing reels in, everything from freshwater to saltwater, and all types, bait casters and spinning reels, trolling reels, very large reels. And this channel is built on showing you how to service those reels so that you can do it yourself. If you enjoy that type of activity, then please subscribe to my channel. And if you do subscribe to my channel, please use that notification button so that you'll see when I post, and well, you can make a determination as to whether those are something that you want to see. Well, the first one is actually coming in from a member of a saltwater club that I belong to up in North Jersey. And this one comes from Carmen. And he said it's getting time for the tog season, blackfish. That'll start opening up in around October, and he wants to get ready for it. He says this one's had a good season so far, and well, he just wants to have it cleaned and have any worn pieces and parts be placed on it. This is the Daiwa BG 3500 Digigear. It's a nice performing reel. It's stout enough to take inshore ocean. It's this one's loaded with braid, and that braid will be good for those blackfish, because the blackfish will tend to grab a bait. It's usually a green shell crab. Will grab the bait, and the first thing it wants to do is run back to its protection, which is usually under a rock at the bottom, rock or some kind of structure. So he's going to be running with this, and when you catch one of those blackfish or you hook one of them up, you need to keep the tension on that line at all time so that you prevent that fish from diving back in and under the rock. And if he does get under that rock, you just want to hold steady pressure. You don't want to try and crank out of it. You want to just hold it until well, he decides to turn out and come back out again. So this one will get ready. We'll work on that for Carmen. And I don't think I've done this one. It's got 7 ball bearings in it. It's a 3500. It's a nice size inshore reel, and I'll try to do a video on that one for fans of the latest edition of the BG series. Well, the next one comes in from Kevin in Minnesota, and I get reels from all over the place. The first one, Carmen, was from New Jersey, and Kevin sent me a 306 earlier. And well, the 306 that he sent me, he said he was having trouble reinstalling the bail, and he sent a new rotor, and unfortunately the rotor he sent was the wrong one. So Kevin has just sent me the original rotor to it. He's trying to restore. He had hoped to replace it with a newer version of it, but this is the one that has the correct one. There's actually 2 sets of inserts here, and the one that he sent was the one for the 406 that had a different rotor. So I will we'll load that rotor up for him and get that reel back to him for restoration. Well, the next one comes in from Robert. Robert is from Tallahassee, Florida. Well, let's see. We're kind of covering a little bit of everything these days, aren't we? We got from New Jersey to Minnesota to Florida, and we have a damaged reel here. What he said is this is a Penn Spin Fisher. This is sort of a reel in the bag project. He said that he had a Spin Fisher live liner. This is the live liner. It's the 6500 live liner. It's the Spin Fisher V5. He says now it's locked up, and boy, it sure is. He said it dropped it, and it's locked up. We'll probably do a why fishing reels fail. I mean, dropping it is certainly a cause for a fishing reel to fail. I'm not sure what hit where, but let's learn from this one. Let's do a video on that. Why fishing reel fails. That's a Spin Fisher 6500 live liner version 5 that doesn't work. So let's see what we can do with that one. Well, as you can see, there's quite a bit of variety here, so I want to remind you, if you can, and haven't subscribed, please do that. To those of you that have subscribed and put me over the 25,000 benchmark, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Next one comes in from John. John's out on Long Island, I think. John is in Westchester County, New York. Okay, and what we have here is a Quantum Accurist. It says, I think, yep, the reel's kind of tight, right? It's so we're in the flipper switch, I think. We're just not seeing anything. Let's see what's, yeah, there's something amiss with this reel. Well, now we got it on here, so let's see what happens if we take this off. Okay, now we're working a little bit better. There you go. All right, it's a reel gets, it's hard for me to see. Under load, I guess it says it gets real hard to turn when it's under load. We'll find out what's going on with this. I think I've done a Quantum Accurist lately. This is the Accurist, made in China, 9-ball bearings, and it's a nice reel overall. Let's find out why it's struggling under load. That usually means that there's a bent piece or a part somewhere. I'm not sure what the cause of that one is. It might just be simply something that's kind of missing in the gearing. Something might be jamming it up like a piece of tape or something. This one comes in from Long Island. It comes in from John. Somebody was commenting before about the variety of packaging that I get. I kind of like what John's done here. You can never put too much packaging to protect your reel. Don't assume that the people that are delivering the reels are going to deliver them similar to the way you do. Okay, this one gets stuck in a certain spot when he tries to reel. This is an Okuma Classic. Oh yeah, I feel it there. Okay, so this is kind of a lesson by itself. So what's happening is, if you get a stuck position each time that it rotates, and it rotates in the same position where it sticks, then it's a main gear issue. When you get it where it sticks in multiple points, then it's a pinion gear issue. So we got to stick there, right back to one, right back to one, right back. So it's always sticking here, main gear. Why is that? Because your rotation of your gears, the ratios, and I don't know if this says the ratio on it. I'm not seeing it. Let's say the ratio is 4:1, just for an example. If the pinion gear was bad, it would be every quarter. We would hit there, it'd hit here, hit here, hit here. That would be the issue. In this case, we've got it every time and always on the same point. So we probably will do a video on this one. There's something, it could be a broken tooth on the main gear. I'm noticing this doesn't look like it's working with the spring. So there's something going on in here. Let's do a video on this one in terms of why that one fails. And hopefully we'll be able to correct it. Looks like he has 2 more Okumas in here as well. And I've done several of these Okuma reels, so I don't know how many I have to do. This one stopped working properly a couple of years ago. Well, it looks like it's probably not a good commercial for Okuma reels. Now you can see in this one there is no hang up. So I'm not sure what's not working properly. We'll find out. Okay, there's one more in there, and I'm assuming it's probably going to be the same thing. Another Okuma. So we'll just move on to the next package. And what we'll do again is encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you do like to see these types of reels. And if you have one here that I don't plan to do a video on, then please leave that a note for me. Well, I got one more. Came in from a captain up in New Hampshire. So it doesn't look like we got to the West Coast. But this one came in from, hard to see. Wilton, New Hampshire. Came in from Kurt. And Kurt and I have been corresponding. He said he has a bunch of reels. He's waiting for them at the end of the season to go get them serviced. Well, most of these are Daiwas. Here's a Daiwa C-Line. It's the SG27 line counter. And I think these are all just in for general service. We had seen one of my videos on the servicing. I think there's a whole host of these. These are the 27Hs. This is the original C-Line. And these are just great reels all around. So we'll take care to service these and get them. The problem that we have with, we got sticking something over here. Yep, so the pawl is probably dirty and needs to be cleaned on that one. And as you can see, we've got just 1 and 2. There's another line counter, another line counter. So we've got a mix. This one might be the 30. No, this is the Pen 209. It's the Pen 209. All of these have UV damage to them. Very, very common on reels that are used out in the ocean where there is no shade and used on a boat over time. That's exactly what will happen to them. You will get the UV damage. You can't do anything about that. You can use those automotive things like they show you on the, I think the ceramic grid or something on headlights where they'll polish them off, but the UV will return. There's not much that you can do with them. Well, I think we have about a dozen of them in here or so, and those will certainly keep me busy over the course of the next few days. Well, that's it. Those are the boxes that have come in recently, and I hope you've enjoyed the previews to them. Again, if you want to see some of those, and I don't plan to do videos on it, please leave the note in the comment section. I will try to accommodate that. To our first responders and essential personnel, thank you for everything it is that you do to keep us safe. I do appreciate your efforts and your work ethics, day in and day out. To everybody, it's the fall. It's time to address the tackle and the rods and reels that you have, particularly if your season is going to end soon. Make sure that you keep those cleaned. Tune them up now so that they're ready to go in the spring, and make sure that you take any corrective actions sooner rather than later so that you don't miss out on the fishing when the fish start to return. So to everybody, please stay safe and have a great day. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle.